this right here, when you look up, was the hatch that they would use to crawl up in there.
Oh my God.
Oh,
And you can see
Oh my
the
God.
holes in the wall from the ladder that used to be here. There's one back there as well. So the guy would use the ladder, climb up through that hatch, and then eventually, I believe it was connected to kind of where that pillar was. Yeah, so back in the day, we don't actually know exactly where a bar was placed down here, but we know there was a bar, and we've got pictures of Fremont Street signage where people are actually, there's a keyhole bar and there's stairs that go straight down. So we know that people were getting their way straight down here, but we still just haven't quite figured out the remnants of where that actually was. So they did a really good job of cleaning all that out once they were done, probably because of all the prohibition issues back in the day, that the moment you were done with a bar, everything's scooped up and out. But yeah, we do know, and there's an example right there, so we can see kind of an entrance that was on the far side of the property, which is pretty much where we're in line with now, that would have brought you straight down here. So it's interesting that we don't have evidence of the bar, but we know that it existed, and we know that people were drinking down here way before an official bar was even down here in the first place. So it's a cool little piece of history for people that come down and think it's just a storage area. Before we finish the rest of that basement tour, I'm going to show you guys a brand new room that nobody from the public has ever seen before. So technically, since you guys are on the first tour, you guys are actually going to see it before the other group will as well. So this room up here, we actually don't have a lot of history for.
Whoa, look at the space.
As I mentioned, you guys are the first people to get videos, photos of this.
Oh, wow.
So when we first came in, the original entrance to the building right from outside, and we were in that original footprint, if we kept going directly straight, before we made that left towards High Limit and all that, if we kept going directly straight, this is that wall right here. So crossing this would be the original footprint of the building. And then when we were in the High Limit Lounge, right past where that little peephole door was that we were looking at, there was a glass, archway behind us. That was this right here. So we're on the other side of High Limit now, which was the old kitchen. And this would have been an extension to that as far as we understand, but from there we don't really have a whole lot of history about the other uses for it. But we're trying to figure out what else we can do to kind of bring it back to life. And then the cool thing is all of the beams up here still have Sal Segev on them. So as Jeff Victor was mentioning at the start of the tours, this was originally Hotel Nevada, and then by 1932 it was renamed Sal Segev, which is Las Vegas backwards. So these beams that are in here obviously came from the Sal Segev era. And it's awesome that nobody's touched it in all these years. The fact that you can still see all of the markings on it in the different areas, and there's one on this side too underneath. And the other crazy part is the concrete that's in here. You can see how thick it is compared to what you would see in the rest of the building. Whereas it's a little bit more modern the farther you get in there. But this is kind of how it was back in the day, just massive blocks and walls of concrete. And that's kind of what's lended itself to this building lasting so long.